Hello, thanks for joining me. How well do we understand the meaning of the term culture? Well, in order for us to gain a greater insight into the concept of culture, it's useful to explore the evolution of social structures and how and why we have ended up in a world made up of so many different cultural groups. So as far back as humans have inhabited this planet, we have been social beings, and for survival, practical and emotional reasons, we've congregated with others and have been members of groups. As we've evolved, groups have become parts of communities, which became parts of societies, which developed into countries. Our world is therefore the combination of a number of groups and subgroups. As we've progressed, our social structures have developed in order to accommodate our needs, and their effectiveness is dependent on conformity. By conforming to the attitudes, behaviours and standards of the majority of these group members, we also contribute to the maintenance of them. And as behaviours are a result of the way we think and feel, group membership has influenced our thinking, values, attitudes, assumptions, and even our emotions. Therefore, who we are as individuals is very much determined by which groups we belong to. These thought processes, behaviours and artefacts that are shared by the members of a society are what is referred to as culture. Historical, economic, environmental, genetic and numerous other influences contribute to significant differences from group to group, and we therefore find ourselves living in a world consisting of many different cultures. These differences not only consist of the superficial observable ones that can be easily identified, but also those that are underlying, that are much less obvious, but much more influential, as they determine how a person views the world they live in. Culture serves as a lens through which we see others and distorts how we see the world and how the world sees us. Culture is not something we're born with. Instead, it's acquired and developed due to our exposure to it. The people that share the environment we live in determine how we view and respond to the world around us. We learn through the influence of others what is right or wrong, good or bad, what we should or should not do, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. As an example, let me ask you a question. Do you eat meat? If so, what type of meat? The type of meat really means which animal it comes from. We eat animals. Have you ever asked yourself why we eat certain animals and not others? Have you ever asked yourself why we eat lambs and not dogs, cows and not horses, rabbits and not cats, pigs and not donkeys? Why is it okay to eat some animals and not others? Because that's what we've learnt from the people around us. That's what our culture has taught us. People from other cultures won't eat cows. Others won't eat pigs because of the influence of their cultures. Hofstadter and Bond, two renowned culture researchers, define culture as the programming of the mind that distinguishes the members of one category of people from those of another. Cultural awareness is all about understanding this programming of the mind and these influences, how they have shaped us, and therefore why we are who we are. It gives us an insight into ourselves, which in turn helps us to understand others. Why is this important? Because everybody's lives will be better in so many ways if we understand ourselves and each other.